He thought he could blackmail my best friend with revenge porn. What he didn't know, I'm a lawyer, and in just 45 minutes, I unraveled his entire life, piece by piece, until he had nowhere left to hide. If you've ever wished you could destroy someone who tried to hurt someone you love, you're going to want to hear this. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real revenge stories, and comment below with the most savage justice you've ever seen. Let's get into it. When my phone buzzed at 2 a.m., I wasn't expecting to read the kind of message that makes your stomach turn. My best friend, let's call her Emily, was crying. She had made a mistake, a private one, the kind of mistake a lot of people have made. She'd sent intimate photos to someone she thought she could trust, a guy she met online. At first, he seemed charming, respectful. His name was Zane, or at least that's what he claimed, and though they'd never met in person. They'd FaceTimed, talked late into the night, and built what Emily thought was a genuine connection. He wasn't even in the same country, but he said he was traveling for work soon, possibly to our city. Plans were in motion to meet, but then the red flags started waving. Fast. He began pushing her boundaries, pressuring her for more photos, more explicit content. The sweet talk turned possessive, even manipulative. Emily got nervous and told him she wanted to slow things down, maybe rethink everything. That's when he flipped the switch, from lover to predator in a heartbeat. He threatened to post her pictures, said he'd leak them everywhere, Reddit, Instagram, even tag her family members and employer. His exact words, "If you ghost me now, I'll make sure the whole world sees what you sent me. Don't forget, I know your name." Emily was terrified, frozen. She'd barely shared anything about herself, but the idea that he could connect the dots made her spiral. She called me, not just because I'm her friend, but because I'm also an attorney. And right then, she didn't need comfort. She needed war. I didn't waste a second. My anger wasn't loud. It was cold, focused, measured. I knew if I was going to protect her and make this sick bastard regret every keystroke, I had to move fast. Emily gave me everything she had. His screen name, a few selfies he'd sent, the city he said he lived in, and the kind of work he did. That was all I needed. First stop, his TikTok. A few clever keyword combinations, and boom, there he was. Same username, same smirk. TikTok led me to his Instagram, and wouldn't you know it? A tagged photo revealed his full name. That name pointed me to LinkedIn, and there he was again, proudly listing his place of work. That's when I saw the smoking gun. One of the selfies he'd sent, Emily showed him wearing a polo shirt with his company's logo on it. Jackpot! Now I had his employer, but I wasn't done. Not even close. He had also sent Emily a photo of his motorcycle, showing off, clearly trying to impress her. What he didn't realize, the license plate was fully visible. Another piece of the puzzle locked into place. With that plate number, I pulled up regional registration data, got his city, his address, his full identity. This anonymous predator, now fully exposed. I opened my email, and I did not hold back. I addressed it to the CEO, the VP of HR, the operations manager, and the head of public relations. I attached screenshots, every message where he threatened Emily with revenge porn. Messages under the same username connected to the TikTok and Instagram accounts. A photo of him in company apparel. A shot of his Outlook calendar on his work laptop, which he'd sent trying to prove he was busy. I included explicit messages where he bragged about sleeping with a former partner at his place of work. Descriptions of a recent workplace incident, time-stamped, showing he was not only talking about private company information, but planning future sexual encounters in his office. I even added the photos he sent of his co-workers, unblurred, unsolicited, snapped without their consent inside the building. And then I hit them with the hammer. If you continue to employ this man and follow through on any plans to send him to the United States, please be aware that I have already contacted law enforcement, and I will be forwarding this evidence to the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Because here's the thing, Emily is a U.S. citizen. The threats were made across international lines. That qualifies as a federal offense. Lucky for us, one of my old law school friends is now an assistant U.S. attorney. I made a quick call. And she confirmed, yes, this behavior absolutely qualified as grounds for investigation under multiple statutes. So now his employer knew. The feds were getting involved. But I wasn't finished. With his license plate in hand, I contacted local authorities in his country. I filed a report with a full digital trail, including images, timestamps, conversations, and identity proof. I told them if they failed to act, I'd escalate to the media. They assured me they'd look into it. Whether they wanted to or not, I had put them in a position where ignoring it would be a PR nightmare. Within 45 minutes, I turned him from a predator hiding behind a screen to a man whose career, future, and freedom were crumbling under the weight of his own stupidity. I didn't just protect my friend. I annihilated the illusion of safety that predators like him think anonymity grants them. The fallout came fast. By the end of the week, Emily got an email from the company's HR department, apologizing on behalf of the organization and confirming that Zane had been terminated. A few days later, his TikTok and Instagram accounts were wiped. His LinkedIn disappeared. Gone. And then came the cherry on top. A follow-up message from the local authorities in his country confirming that he was under active investigation for harassment, digital abuse, and workplace misconduct. I later learned that the FBI had added him to their watch list for digital entry into the US. He's not flying here. He's not working here. He's not hurting anyone here. Not on my watch. When people weaponize trust and technology to humiliate others, they think they're untouchable. But justice doesn't sleep. And karma, when served with precision, is colder and far more efficient than rage ever could be. If this story made you feel something, rage, relief, or just satisfaction, hit that like button and subscribe. I've got more real stories where justice isn't just served, it's handcrafted. And drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed or wished you could pull off? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay safe and stay sharp.